Hello students, welcome back to Mizo STD video classes, and in today's video I don't think I should introduce the topic because the topic is already mentioned over here. In this particular video we are going to discuss questions based upon CBSE question pattern, means the question pattern which you are going to face in your school exam because it is for the class 11th exam. And the topic is very simple and interesting, that is gravitation. So, the same procedure we will try to follow. If regularly you are watching our videos, then I am sure till now at least all the parameters are clear in your mind about the exam pattern. But if you are new, let us say you are watching this video first time, so once again I would like to request all of you, please listen the instructions carefully in between the explanation. Here I am not going to explain only the questions, but also how you should tackle them. Fine. So, with this note, let us start the discussion. So, here it is CBSE pattern question exercise, chapter is gravitation, and it is your very first question. Now, first thing that you should do, you should try to read the instructions. Say for example, over here it is 1 mark, and that to question number 1 to 2. So, be very careful about the instructions. Fine, this way. So, here the question is, a planet revolves in an elliptical orbit around the sun. The semi-major and semi-minor axes are A and B. How time period is related with them? Now, ideally the answer of this question should be, because it is for 1 mark, so the answer should be just 1 or 2 words. Okay. So, here the answer should be that this T square is directly proportional to AQ. This formula we are well aware about. Now, after writing this much, you can move on to question number 2. Nothing else is required because over here it is only for 1 mark. But for your understanding, obviously I will give you some more, you can say, explanation. So, how you can understand this particular problem? Although the idea of this question and associated topics are clear in your mind, but just for the sake of revision, this is the elliptical orbit of any planet around the sun. Fine, elliptical orbit. And then let us say this is O, A and B. Fine. So, OA is equal to A. It is mentioned. It is what? It is semi-major axis. So, this much is semi-major axis. And then OB is equal to B. It is what? It is semi-minor axis. And try to recall the third law. First law was law of orbit. Second was associated with aerial velocity, and third is associated with time period. So, as per that law, what you can write down? You can write down T square is directly proportional to AQ. So, basically this simple question based upon this aspect, but there is no need of providing this diagram and then mentioning all these things. If you wish, you think you can manage your time, from my side no problem, but my suggestion is you should provide the answer in only as much sentences or words as prescribed. So, if you are only writing this formula, you are going to get 1 full marks. So, the time you will save over here around 1 or 2 minutes, that you can use for the long questions further. Fine. So, time management is very important, because if you start learning the technique of time management in class 11th, then after 12th in your competitive exams, this learning method of time management is very, very useful. So, now it was question number 1 for 1 mark only. Okay. Now let's move for the question number 2. So here comes question number 2. If Earth be at 1/2 its present distance from the Sun, fine, how many days will there be in a year? So what exactly the idea of this question? The idea of the question is simple. Actually, in 1 mark, this question is slightly, you can say, long in the sense you have to use the same formula which I used in first question, but some calculation is required, fine. So formula that you will use over here is T square is directly proportional to R cube. But here two conditions are given. So T1 square is directly proportional to R1 cube and T2 square is directly proportional to R2 cube. And then dividing equation number 1 by 2, this equation number 1, and let us say here it is equation number 2, that is T2 square is directly proportional to R2 cube, fine. Then divide 1 by 2 or 2 by 1, put the values like that. Now problem is, if you have to calculate these type of questions, obviously some time will take. Yes, if any question even in 1 mark you have to use 2-3 minutes, you cannot skip from that, because the board is forcing you. It is a technique, fine. So if it is, that's why I suggested in the first question, wherever it is possible, please try to save the time. If you will save time in first question, let us say for 2 minutes, that time you can use over here. Now I would like to calculate it, although it is not required, but definitely I will calculate it. Let me allow to mention it. Actually, the situation is like this, fine. One is this white color, you can say ellipse, another is this small one, yellow color ellipse, fine. So initial this distance is R1 and after R2, what it is mentioned, half. So one thing is clear, that R2 is equal to R1 by 2, fine. Now I can use the formula in this manner, that is T2 upon T1 is equal to R2 upon R1, fine, R2 upon R1 whole to the power 3 by 2. What is the value of T1? 365 days, fine. What is the value of R1? So in terms of R2 or R1, you should have to change one value, and that one is going to be cancelled. Let us say for example, for R2 you will write down R1 by 2. So R1 cancelled, 1 by 2 you will get, fine. So use T1 is equal to 365 and solve, fine. So what the value of T2 you will get, so T2 is equal to 129 days, fine. So this is the approach, fine. This way you can solve. In examination room, just to save your more time, use directly this formula, and then values you have, so put the values. It is something which just to elaborate you, I use this method, fine. Now count the time. In last around 5 minutes or so, we discussed like 2 questions. So imagine the situation, what will happen. Coming you can say 7, 8, 9, 10 question. Suppose there is a time limit. For my video shooting there is no time limit, but for examination there is a time limit. So that will definitely give you a problem. So be careful about time management, fine. Then students, it comes question number 3. Now at most important is 2 marks. So question number 3 and 4 is for 2 marks. Means in both these questions it may be like you have to write down 2 lines or so. Fine. A geostationary satellite is orbiting the earth at a height of 6r. Now be careful, there is a catch point over here, I will explain. Above the surface of the earth, fine, and all the distances are measured from the center of earth. Be careful. What will be the time period of another satellite at a height 2.5 r from the surface of the earth? Now one thing is crystal clear just by reading the problem, that forcefully they are saying, please, they themselves telling which formula you have to use. So formula is T square is directly proportional to r cube. This formula you have to use. Now R1 is equal to 6r plus 1r, that will give you 7r. Why? Because the distance is measured from the surface, not from the center. Similarly, this 2.5r, so R2 is equal to 3.5r. Now again use the same formula, T1 upon T2 is equal to R1 upon R2 whole to the power 3 by 2. Fine. So here the calculation is simple. I will use this result. What will be the time period? New time period or another time period. So the time period is T upon T is T1, and what is the time period for geostationary satellite? 24 hours. Take a look of those videos. There very properly I explained geostationary satellite, geosynchronized orbit, its value, you can say GPS system, all these things. Fine. So T1, T value is 24 hours. We will put it like that. And then it is T2. So for that reason it is going to be 7r over 3.5 r whole to the power 3 by 2. R cancel, it is 70. So it is going to be 2 into 1 by root 2 root 2, that will give you the value of this T2, and then use the value of T1 as T or 24 hours. So you can solve it and easily you can get the values. Here equal to 24 hours. Fine. So these 3 questions based upon one third law of this Kepler. Fine. T square is directly proportional to r cube. It means this particular concept is really important. Many times you can use it. Now generally the path of a projectile from the surface of earth is parabolic, okay, but it is elliptical for projectiles going to a very great height. Why? So in 2 marks at least, to score these 2 marks you have to write down 2-3 lines. And what are those lines? Path of a projectile from the surface of earth is parabolic because of one term, and that one term is, I think I should write down the complete sentence. Number 1, path of object is parabolic because of acceleration due to gravity g, and sufficient amount of time we devoted on this concept while we were discussing motion in a plane. Fine. Now let's come on for the second point. Very great height. Try to recall the assumption in projectile motion. I very properly explained. Number 1, height achieved should be less, there is no friction, something like that, these type of assumptions, or you can say initial conditions. So for very great height the value of g will start varying, okay. So when the value of g will start varying, then you can say due to variation in G at great height path is elliptical. So you can say the entire problem is created by only one person, and I would like to mention that one person with forbidden red color G. Fine. Let's say for example you are unable to understand this question. So the this red color G will definitely give you idea. Okay, this is the reason. Fine, and then you can expand. So if you write down this much, I think how many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to 10 words, 2 full marks. That's it. Fine. So this was question number 4 for this category of 2 marks. Now students, let's move for the question number 5. Now here once again read the instructions carefully. Question number 5 to 6, 3 marks each. Fine. So question number 5 to 6, 3 marks each. Be careful about these instructions so that you can confine your word limit, time management. Okay. Now, what do you understand by gravity and acceleration due to gravity? Establish a relation between G and G. This is a theoretical question in 3 marks. So, if you write it in pointed form, fine, just small sentences, very clear, without any ambiguity, you will get 3 marks. But if you start making loops, this is gravity, this is acceleration, this is that, this is, then the teacher will get confused and you will not get 3 marks. So how you should tackle these type of theoretical questions? Just because of that reason I picked. What do you understand by gravity? First sentence, I mean the first part of this question. Gravity is what? Okay, gravity is the tendency of the earth to attract each and every object towards its center, or a type of force, that is a gravity. And acceleration due to gravity, because of the force of gravity, the amount of acceleration that will come in any object's motion, that is defined as acceleration due to gravity, a type of acceleration that is coming into picture because of the gravitational force. Now let's say for example this is small chalk. Now if I am dropping it going down, it means what? Force of attraction is acting. So force of attraction, it will induce some acceleration. So that acceleration, here in this situation, let me pick up another small chalk. Let's say this way, I am dropping. I hope at least few fractional movement you will notice like this. So what will happen? This force which is pulling it down, fine. So the acceleration that is coming into picture is acceleration due to gravity. So once more, what you should write down, first line like, the tendency or nature of the earth to attract each and every object towards its center is gravity, and the force that comes into picture because of this gravity that attracts the object towards the center, because of that the acceleration defined as the acceleration due to gravity, it is represented by small g. Now what about the relation between G and G? So simply say F is equal to G MEM upon R square, fine, but F is equal to mg. This is force of attraction between earth and this small chalk, this small chalk holder. Definitely I will not drop it, otherwise I will be fined, and this force mg. So equate those, equation 1 and 2, 1, 2, fine. So that will give you G M E upon r square is equal to what? G. That's it. By 1 equal to. Simple. Fine. So this way you can attempt these type of 3 marks question, and if you will provide the answer in this manner, definitely you will get the full 3 marks. Then comes this question number 6. What is a satellite? Okay. Explain the principle of launching a satellite. Good. 3 marks, just mention 2-3 lines. What is a satellite? Any object revolving around the planet. I am not talking about Earth, general term. Any object revolving around a planet because of the gravitational pull of that planet is defined as a satellite of that particular planet. Say for example, moon, satellite of Earth, natural satellite, only one. In case of Saturn, I think there are 16 moons, 16 if I am not wrong. Similarly, for this Jupiter, there are so many moons. So, all they revolving. Europa is, I think, one moon associated with Saturn, and scientists are discovering and saying, predicting that life is possible at Europa, which is a moon of Saturn. Fine, just a piece of information. For satellite, these communication satellites, geostationary satellites, so again the same definition, I am throwing this upward with great velocities. So, at great heights when g is almost 0, I am not saying exactly 0, then it keeps on revolving, centripetal force and so on and so forth. Explain the principle of launching a satellite. Now, principle of launching a satellite means what? Principle of launching, it is not like that you have to mention any specific rule. Principle is simple. Try to understand. So, I hope the answer of this first statement is simple to all of you. Then this second is, consider a situation, let us say it is a tower of height h, and if I am throwing any object in horizontal direction with velocity v, so what will happen? It will fall at the surface of the earth. This is something that we discussed during the discussion of motion in a plane. Now, let us say increase the velocity. Height is same, increase the velocity, then it will fall somewhere here. Increase more velocity, fine. So, what will happen? Like this, it has the tendency to fall down, but like this. This is the principle. Means if you are imparting a specific value of velocity in the horizontal direction to any object, then it will start revolving around the earth, and that is defined as the satellite of the earth. Fine. And this velocity value, if you try to recall, so I explained one idea, VO, that is orbital velocity 7.92 kilometers per second, around 8 kilometers per second. That is the velocity. Fine. If you will impart it that escape velocity 11.2 kilometer per second, then it will never come back. Fine. Then comes question number 7. It is for the 5 marks. Now, this question really demand around 12 to 15 minutes. If diagram required, please provide. If some proper explanation required, please provide. Check the merit, demerit of the question. If calculation is must provide the each and every step of calculation. Now, just take a look of Mr. Question number 7. Discuss the variation of g with height and depth. Very simple derivation. How you can proceed? So, you can say in 5 marks you have to discuss 2 cases. That is, one up, one down. I will tell you one method, although I explained this derivation to all of you. So, directly you can say it is a process where they are asking what is the value of acceleration due to gravity at any height h, or they can ask What is the formula? Drive the formula, drive the result for the variation of the acceleration due to gravity at any specific height h or any specific depth t. Say for example, for height, let us say earth, fine. So, first is this value of acceleration due to gravity as surface of the earth is g is equal to gm upon r square, fine. At any height g prime is equal to gm upon r plus h whole square. Solve it, you will get. Similarly, for the downward, imagine this smaller distance and remove out this particular portion, then talk in terms of you can say density. So, this derivation very properly I discussed with 5 possible cases, fine. So, it is, this question is not difficult, this question is a derivation of 2 results associated with the same topic. Then comes question number 8. Now, 8 to 10, each question is with 4 marks, please take a look, fine. Now, 2 satellites of a planet have periods 32 days and 256 days. Let us say for Earth, yellow color planet, satellite and black color satellite. This is big satellite, this is small satellite, something like that. It is revolving around the Earth in 32 days. This big wala is revolving around the Earth in 256 days. If the radius of the orbit of former is r, that is small is r, find the orbital radius of the later. So, which formula I should apply? I think I should not explain this question. It should be t square is directly proportional to r cube. That is it. This question is there. Now, here you cannot follow a shortcut. It is for the 4 marks. Please draw the diagram, write down the result and then use the values, calculate step by step, free of cost 4 marks, fine. It is not like that in 4 marks, 5 marks category the question are difficult, but they want to check how properly you are going to explain them. Is it like that you can understand? That is the reason, fine. Now, here comes question number 10. At what height above the Earth's surface does the force of gravity decreases by 1% given radius of Earth is nearly this much? Now, students, you have to use the formula as directly I can mention it. G prime is equal to G 1 minus 2h upon Re. The formula is simple from the question number 7 topic based. So, here you have to just provide the long answer, write down the steps, formula, calculate and show each and every step of the calculation. Infinite number of masses, each of mass m are placed along a straight line at distance of r2, r4, r8, r etc. There is a specific series is forming 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and so on. From reference point, find the gravitational field intensity. The gravitational field intensity E is equal to minus gm upon r square and the gravitational potential V is equal to gm upon r. So, basically here you once you start putting the values, fine, what you will get? That you will get, say for example, first one. Minus gm put out within even r you can put out 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus and so on. Series is forming in mathematics. Form the series, write the general term, get the value of E. Similarly, for the V also, r square, sorry, it is not 2 2 is 4, 4 4 is 16, 8 8 is 64, yes, like this. For this potential it is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 and so on. Again a series, pick it out, solve it, general result of the series. So, these questions, I mean long questions, somehow they required more better understanding and association your association with different results. Fine. So, this way students, we can say we finished a very simple but interesting discussion of questions based upon this chapter, that is gravitation. Soon I will come back with some new videos with some new information, but till then I hope you will take care of yourself, that is important, and you will take care of the subject, that is at most important. With this positive suggestion, I would like to say thanks to all of you for watching the video. Thanks.